some laws Congress should pass. I have to ask, what laws are you talking about? Can you be specific?
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, but this is what you do. This is what you do. You take people and you put them under the spotlight, and you.
Well, hold on. I didn't ask you to come up here. You voluntarily came to the front of the line. You didn't have to do that.
You're purposely antagonizing people on campus, asking
How?
people to come up by spreading your weird agenda.
How? What agenda is that? I'm confused, though.
So I will say that I don't agree with everything that Kamala Harris stands for, but I also don't agree with Trump. So
On what, though?
I just don't.
Can you give me 2 things that you don't agree with Trump on, or would you like me to try to win you over for Trump?
So you're not going to be able to do that, but I appreciate it.
Well, then you're not open-minded.
Well, first of all,
If you say that there's nothing you can then hear to be won over for Trump, then you got to give me a good reason, at least 2, why you don't like Trump.
he's racist.
You said he's a racist, so
Yeah.
you must have a definition of racism in your mind. Tell me what that definition is.
So it's hatred towards another race, right?
So when has he ever exhibited that? You think he's a racist because the media has told you he's a racist. Because you can't give me an example off the top of your head, and even when you phone a friend to the audience. I'm not criticizing you. Maybe the media is lying to you. Maybe the man who's being called a racist is actually someone that's trying to improve lives of all Americans.
How are you able to so confidently just kind of word vomit? Really, all of your work is not a debate. It's just confirmation bias.
You want to debate?
No, I'm good. I'm just curious where you learned.
Okay. You sure?
Where you learned how to public
I'm a high
speak.
school graduate. You're in college, man. Let's debate. I vomit for a living, you said.
No, I'm not here to debate. That's not,
No,
that's not my
you're
question.
just here to insult me.
Yeah, I am. You're really good at lying out of your.
What have I lied about? Name one thing I lied tonight about.
11 million jobs.
11 million jobs are open for blue-collar work, according to Mike Rowe, and according to 3 independent studies, according to the Department of Labor. Name another stat I said that's wrong.
You need to work on not doing confirmation bias.
But you came up here and insulted me. I'm asking you, how have I misled this audience? And you come unprepared, like not with a single data. I thought you'd at least have like one gotcha, man. At the apex, 15,000 people coming across the southern border every single day. I even said it's down a little bit. That is true.
You're good at what you do, but not for the right reasons.
It's so amazing, the smugness. You should ask for money back at KU. They're really scamming you, man. You'd think you'd have one little thing.
Trump had a recession, right, during his presidency. I mean, he let it happen, right? He handled COVID bad enough that there was a recession as a result of it.
So which criticism of Trump are you saying? That he didn't lock down the country enough, or that he locked down the country too much?
I don't think he did nearly enough during the beginning of COVID. He could have done a significantly better job at warning people for what was going to happen.
Wait, what?
If you look at what Trump said in March and February.
Be specific.
Be specific? Okay, so Trump in.
Be more specific.
I'm out.
I'm a Pacific Islander, and I am a senior in high school, and I plan on attending college. Many of my teachers have told me, especially my counselors, like I've been nervous about getting into colleges. Many have told me, you're a person of color, like you're guaranteed a spot in the college of your dreams. And I've been told that by many of my teachers. And I wanted to ask you what you thought about it, because I refuse to believe that I'm going to be accepted into the college of my dreams due to the color of my skin or the underrepresentation of my people, and more on I have great grades, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, and I plan on.
Affirmative action always puts one person above another based on characteristics that I don't think are important. And you have just beautifully isolated what is so deeply morally wrong about affirmative action, which is you've studied really hard, I imagine, right? You've applied yourself. And your teachers are looking at you as a skin color. They're not looking at you as someone with good character, good test grades, someone that shows up and does all the extra homework. They're obsessed with your skin color. And we have a word for that. It's called being a racist and a bigot. I hate to cut to that too fast. Let me tell you the tragedy that you're going to have to navigate. Let's pretend your dream school is Stanford, and you go to Stanford. People are going to think you got there just because of your skin color. It creates more racism. They're not going to assume that you had good grades, that you could have gotten in on your own merits, which, based on how articulate you ask the question, you probably could. We want a society based on how hard somebody works, how hard they apply themselves, the content of their character.
You dropped out of college, and your highest...
Community college.
Sorry, your Harper College experience, I apologize.
Barely was smart enough to make it through community college.
Okay. What are your qualifications for arguing that college is a scam, or really having any economical knowledge at all, when likely the vast majority of the students here know more than you?
Who's Milton Friedman?
Who's Milton Friedman? I have no idea, and it's not important to this conversation. Same
Who
thing.
is John Maynard Keynes?
Okay, obviously I know who Keynes is.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
He's the most famous economist of all time.
You don't know Milton Friedman?
I mean, that's an economist.
F.A. Hayek?
I don't know who that is.
You're right. I barely made it through community college because I was too busy, I don't know, starting a national youth movement with hundreds of thousands of members, raising hundreds of millions of dollars, having a top 10 most popular podcast, and reaching tens of millions of people online every day. I'm a job creator, entrepreneur, autodidact. Do you know what that word means? Yeah, self-taught. You know, you should probably learn that word if you're going to come up and insult other people's intelligence.
What can she not do in America that a white person can do? What opportunity? You served in the military. You've made good choices. You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
Don't
I'm
cite
arguing
your
from
credentials.
authority because I'm telling you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name
That's a
one-
degree.
Really? I'm sorry. Did you
one
live my
thing-
life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That means that's a
Name
degree.
one thing
You're not smarter than him
that
because you
you
have a
can't do
degree. Just so you know
that
that. That's
I
a fallacy.
can do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my god.
You're trying to tell me in the military women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the
can
question. You just said you couldn't make a dollar.
Tell us why you're supporting Kamala Harris.
I just like her character more than I like Trump. I like that she's trying to, like, work for the middle class.
What has she or Joe Biden done for the middle class in the last 4 years?
No. Not too sure about that.
That's okay. Let's look at the issues we care about most. I imagine you want to be able to own a home.
Yeah.
At some time.
That's like my main goal. I want to own
Awesome.
a home.
Everybody in this audience should be able to own a home as easily as your parents. It required $75,000 a year to buy a home in Phoenix when Trump was president. Now it's $135,000 a year to buy a home. Secondly, we care about ending the wars. Donald Trump is the only president of an unbroken chain of 32 years to start no new wars and actually bring peace to the Middle East. And finally, the border. I believe that everyone in this audience should be given preference above somebody who illegally comes into our country that was not welcome or invited. When Trump was president, we had the most secure border in history. Those three issues, home ownership, the border, and war, can you show me that anything Kamala has done that shows she's better at Trump than what Trump did on those three things?
No.
That's okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Kamala Harris, she does not care for you. She cares about her own political career. Trump is different. He cares deeply about the well-being of your life and your life. Yeah, human being.
Yeah, it's still human.
Yeah, okay. So
you can still say it's a human. That
but
doesn't
the
mean we give
replacement of the
value.
word fetus is just to dehumanize a baby. How about when a baby can feel pain? Should we draw a line then?
Well, they don't feel pain until the thalamus connects with the sensory cortex, which happens at 27 weeks.
No, it happens around 12 weeks. When does a heartbeat start?
At 6 weeks, but that doesn't matter if it doesn't.
Wait, you got brain waves, you got a heartbeat, they have unique DNA, unique fingerprint, and somehow that's not alive?
What can I ask you? Do you think that if you have the ability to see, taste, hear anything, or have any sort of ability to access your sensory abilities, do you think you still have thought?
But that's not all that a human being is, though.
Well, I'm saying
it's
that
called the process of development, right?
Yeah.
So do you remember what you did when you were 7 months old? Probably not, but you were still alive.
Yeah.
You don't remember what you did when you were 4 years old all the time, but you were still alive. So the ability to capture those senses into memories, or even self-awareness, is not evidence of you being alive or not alive. Instead, it's the question of when does the process of life begin? And you would even say conception.
I would say that you could say that's a biologically alive. A brain dead person may have electrical brain impulses in the brain, yet we don't consider them alive.
A brain dead person might never have an ability to get back to a full, complete life, whereas a baby at 4 weeks or 6 weeks, if given the ability, absent a miscarriage, they'll fully develop into a human being. The only thing that will stop that is an intervention.
LeBron or Jordan, greatest of all time?
Yeah, Jordan, not even close.
For real?
100%, I could prove
All
it.
right, break it down,
How many finals has LeBron lost?
5.
How many finals did MJ lose?
0. LeBron's a better shooter, better passer, better teammate, better scorer.
Better teammate? He's not a better teammate.
He's a better team. He makes bums play good, bro.
Michael Jordan made everybody around him better. When it's all said and done, why did LeBron want to wear MJ's numbers so bad if he was truly the GOAT?
Because he was the GOAT before him.
Oh, okay.
Before him.
I believe the greatest is the one who's never lost a final, the one who redefined the sport.
Redefined the sport?
He redefined the sport. He brought the National Basketball Association doubled and tripled in popularity.
That was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
No. But let me ask you, how do you define greatness?
Greatness is impact, is influence.
You think that LeBron has had more influence than Michael Jordan?
Yes.
I couldn't disagree more. It just must be a generational thing.
He's my GOAT, bro. I witnessed.
You know your stuff. God bless you, man.
All right, God bless you.
I'm also from Chicago, so I'm a little biased. Tell me why you're here.
I am Jesus, and I didn't write the scriptures. I lived them.
Oh, that's awfully heretical, but okay.
Well, I heard you kept saying my name, so I wanted to show up. You know,
Okay.
I'm busy trying to save the planet from this apocalypse going on. You know what I mean? Jesus H. Christ, but you can just call me Josh. All right, why don't you ask me the questions? I'm sure you have plenty of them.
Okay, what's the Hebrew word for father?
Man, let me tell you something. Abba.
I'm sorry?
Abba.
That's the Greek word for father.
Yeah, Greek, whatever. Point I'm trying to say is this,
Yeah,
man.
you don't even make a good Jesus.
Whatever.
What language did Jesus speak?
Aramaic.
Okay, tell me one thing
But
in
you have
Aramaic.
to understand, man, I have to come here to speak to you now. You don't speak Aramaic, otherwise you and me would be speaking Aramaic.
Oh, okay,
I have to
right.
speak this kind of dumbed down stuff for you.
The enemy has come to lie, steal, cheat, and destroy. What did Jesus say?
I said love your neighbor.
Wrong.
And how is that working out, by the way?
The enemy has come to lie,
I'm pretty sure I
steal...
said love
hold
your
on a
neighbor,
second. You're not even a good
love
Jesus. It's one of the
God,
most.
and love
It's one of the
yourself.
most popular verses in the Bible. John 10:10. The enemy has come
I
to
didn't
lie,
write the
steal, cheat, and
Bible.
destroy.
Who wrote that thing, anyways?
I have
did
come
not
to
write
give
the
life and
Bible.
life more abundantly. Okay. What is a fetus?
A undeveloped human.
Yeah, human being.
Yeah, it's still a human.
Yeah, okay. So
you can still say it's a human. That
but
doesn't
the
mean we give
replacement of the
value.
word fetus is just to dehumanize a baby. How about when a baby can feel pain? Should we draw a line then?
Well, they don't feel pain until the thalamus connects with the sensory cortex, which happens at 27 weeks.
No, it happens around 12 weeks. When does a heartbeat start?
At 6 weeks, but that doesn't matter if it doesn't.
Wait, you got brain waves, you got a heartbeat, they have unique DNA, unique fingerprint, and somehow that's not alive?
What can I ask you? Do you think that if you have the ability to see, taste, hear anything, or have any sort of ability to access your sensory abilities, do you think you still have thought?
But that's not all that a human being is, though.
Well, I'm saying
it's
that
called the process of development, right?
Yeah.
So do you remember what you did when you were 7 months old? Probably not, but you were still alive.
Yeah.
You don't remember what you did when you were 4 years old all the time, but you were still alive. So the ability to capture those senses into memories, or even self-awareness, is not evidence of you being alive or not alive. Instead, it's the question of when does the process of life begin? And you would even say conception.
I would say that you could say that's a biologically alive. A brain dead person may have electrical brain impulses in the brain, yet we don't consider them alive.
A brain dead person might never have an ability to get back to a full, complete life, whereas a baby at 4 weeks or 6 weeks, if given the ability, absent a miscarriage, they'll fully develop into a human being. The only thing that will stop that is an intervention. I am of the belief that abortion is never medically necessary.
Are you a doctor?
No, are you?
No.
But there is there is a community of OBGYNs that agree with me.
So is it our decision to make? Is it something that we
Well,
can decide?
that's an interesting question.
So
First of all,
should it be something that people have the ability to vote on, yes or no, if a woman is able to
but
make that choice?
should a mom be able to kill her 2-year-old daughter?
No.
Are you a doctor?
No.
Okay, but why are we able to say it's wrong? So we're able to make moral statements when the baby's outside the womb. Why not when it's in the womb? Thank you for coming up. Think about that.
Sure. I just have a simple yes or no question. If the only way to ban abortion forever would be to bring back slavery, would you do it?
No.
No?
No. I wouldn't bring back slavery to try to limit murder. No.
Okay.
What kind of outrageous question is that, by the way?
I'm just curious. Just
No,
yes
but-
or no?
Can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
If the only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortion, would you ban abortion?
Say that again. Ask that again.
If the only way to limit human suffering is to ban abortion, would you ban abortion?
No.
It was an honest answer. Okay. It was an honest answer.
Yeah. That's
We probably disagree with you pretty deeply on that, but thank you.
When does life begin in your estimation?
I just wanted to ask a yes or no. That's it.
No, sure, but when does life begin?
That's all I wanted to ask was a yes or no. That's it.
Okay, I could tell you've thought deeply about this topic.
Yes.
Okay, thank
I
you.
have.
Slavery begins in the early 1800s.
Earlier.
No,
Slavery?
1816 is the beginning of slavery.
1619.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be.
Why don't you talk for 30 seconds and I talk for 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Donald Trump's been held civilly liable of sexual abuse, defamation, fraud. He has 34 felonies. He tried to undermine our American democracy. He tried to restrict women's access to abortion by leaving it up to the states. He denies science through climate change. So you say you care about science with trans people, but not when it comes to climate change. Also, as it relates to Donald Trump, he actively left Kurdistan, which led to the Turkish-Kurdish war under his presidency. He said there was no new wars. He also specifically started a war on ISIS, proclaimed by himself.
He eliminated ISIS. Do you know that carbon emissions were the lowest under Donald Trump they've been in human history? We had the best economy ever in American history under Donald Trump. Right now, people can't afford groceries. Inflation is crushing people. We have a wide open border. 10 million people have come across our southern border. We had the most secure border under Donald Trump. We saw blue collar boom. We saw more manufacturing renaissance than ever before. We saw more wages go up. We saw China on its heels. We saw the right to try. We saw legislative accomplishments, the largest middle class tax cut in history. We're the natural gas capital of the world. And under Donald Trump, we were exporting more natural gas than we were importing. We also saw no new wars, as I've mentioned. And the blood of those poor Ukrainians and Russians are on the hands of the Biden-Harris regime. They have not sought peace, they've sought war. It's on them. And it did not happen under Trump. And Putin invaded and annexed Crimea under Biden, so under Obama. Under Obama, Putin got what he wanted. Under Biden, he got what he wanted. For 4 years of Trump, it seems that Putin was on defense. Why is that?
I had a question.
Sure. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
I don't think I told you. My name's Mercury.
Nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
Okay, I've been asked that question a lot. First of all, that question should not even have to be asked, but when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
You think that's not emotional violence?
How is this? What is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being that is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me. Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do? I get charity every single year.
Hold on.
What's my salary?
Hold on.
Less than his.
Charlie, take a
Come on,
seat.
Cenk, let's go.
Charlie,
What
take
are you doing?
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Psycho?
All right, no. Take a seat. You're gonna take a seat. You're gonna take a seat over here.
Oh my God. What's my salary?
All right.
Ridiculous.
All right, behave, everyone. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I practice what I preach, Cenk.
Charlie.
You do not practice what you preach.
Charlie.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the I'm sorry, is this
It means
Everybody, do me a favor. Please be respectful, okay?
Hello. So I have a few leading questions before my main one, because I have to be honest, I don't really know that much about you. So would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay, great. So I was under the impression that your beliefs on abortion were stemming from your religious beliefs.
Well, at the core, that is correct, but I can get that it is defensible from using reason and prudence, as I have done the last couple of
Cool. So you're not trying to illegalize abortion based on the Bible.
Well, no, not based on the Bible. My personal conviction comes from the Bible. I want to make abortion illegal because it is the only applicable extension of laws we already and standards we already have in the West. Correct.
I'm sorry. Can you maybe rephrase that?
Eliminating abortion is the only logical step while we apply the standard we already have in this country to unborn life. So we have murder laws.
Yes.
Therefore, murder laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
Okay. So, again, reiterating, you're not trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs because that would be unconstitutional, right?
Well, again, sort of, but no, I am not using scripture to defend my beliefs. However, my personal convictions start with scripture, but the political views that we're talking about here are all defensible using reason and Western tradition.
Okay. So, great. That's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I had a whole thing ready, but I guess that wasn't necessary. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, just tell me more about how you view politics, or what. Is that okay? Or if not, like, and feel free to walk away. I'm not here.
Maybe not in this crowd.
That's okay. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Archer.
Archer, thank you for coming up, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying.
And let me just say one last thing. I could tell you probably have a negative impression of Christianity, maybe. I hope one day we can earn back your support to making Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior. I'm sorry if the church has failed you in that way, because I do have strong religious convictions and beliefs, and there is a God who made you and loves you, and he sent his son to die for you.
Her name is Mom.
Okay, well, thank you. I do appreciate the candor and the courage to come up here, but we will pray for you. Thank you.
Okay. I can't get out.
Thank you, Archer.
It's pretty clear that you will be voting for Trump next month, but I'm curious if you've read this book to see if it will maybe sway your opinions a little bit. Have you
Is the
seen this?
achievement, is it empty? No. Oh, I love this. This is the achievements of Kamala Harris.
If you want, you can try to fill it out too, but there's not much.
No,
that you put in
those
there.
white dudes for Harris need to start filling this out. Look at how much she did on immigration, everybody. Isn't that great? God bless you. Thank you.
We don't say fuck white police. We say fuck the police, because the entire system, it's the entire system that is racist. I was pulled over driving while black. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of driving while
And
black.
it happens.
I do
It's
that
happened to all of
sometimes.
my brothers. It's happened to my father. It's happened to my uncles. This is a system of racism. It's no point.
I'm going to
You-
say it
you
again.
missed it.
I'm going to say it again, and it's the exact same thing I said earlier. I refuse to take a black person seriously that wants to talk to me about the 0.00004% of black people, unarmed black people that are shot by police officers, and does not want to have a conversation with me about the 17 million black babies that were aborted. No.
Thank you.
No. What you guys are boycotting, you're focused on things that are not negatively. More black people were got struck by lightning in 2016 than shot by police. More police officers were shot by black people than the other way around. So what it comes down to is this is a lot of motion and there's no facts. That's what it comes down to. There's no facts.